Hello and welcome to my channel, How To with Paul Henderson. Today's episode, I will be doing a 6,000 mile inspection of my JLT 3.0 Black Oil Separator. I will be doing this on my 2019 Chevy Silverado with the V8 5.3 liter Ecotec 3 engine, dynamic fuel management, and an 8-speed automatic transmission. So let's get on with the inspection. I had originally installed this JLT 3.0 Black Oil Separator 6,000 miles ago. I did do a installation video on that. You can search my YouTube channel for that. I also did a 1,000 mile inspection, a 3,000 mile inspection, and now today I'm going to do a 6,000 mile inspection. At the 1,000 mile inspection, it had caught a half an ounce of fluid. I had guesstimated back then it was an eighth of an ounce. I think in the video I said 1.8. At the 3,000 mile mark, it had caught 1.5 ounces of fluid. So that means that this JLT is catching a half an ounce of fluid every 1,000 miles. So with today's video, since I have 6,000 miles on this JLT 3.0, there should be approximately 3 ounces of blow-by that this JLT 3.0 had caught. I'll give you a quick rundown of what a JLT 3.0 Black Oil Separator is. What it is a device that replaces the positive crankcase ventilation valve hose that is currently on your engine. It's a pretty small device, has 2 hoses, one on each side. One will connect to the positive crankcase ventilation valve. The other hose connects to the port for the intake manifold. And what happens as your engine is working, vapor and some fuel vapor and some oil will get past the pistons and winds up down into the crankcase. And from the crankcase, it has to be redirected somewhere. So they don't release it into the atmosphere like they used to do on very old cars. So what happens is it is redirected back up, out the PVC valve, and goes a short distance through the stock hose, back into the intake manifold to be sent back into the combustion chamber to be reused, recycled, or reburnt. Now, what happens with that is that the injectors are inside of the combustion chamber instead of on the backside of the valve, so nothing cleans the backside of the valves. So this black oily vapor gets sprayed on the backside of those valves, and it'll actually stick to those valves and build up over time, and that will cause poor fuel economy, drivability issues. There are some manufacturers out there that are installing black oil separators on their vehicles. I don't know the exact names, but I think that Ford is doing on a few of their vehicles. So that's pretty cool. So they know that there is a problem, and Chevy knows there is a problem. Now, and if those valves get too caked up, your car will run like shit, and it is very expensive to clean them because they have to take I think the top end of your engine apart. Don't quote me on that. Well, what this JLT does is that it actually catches that product, filters it through a screen, and when it becomes too heavy to stay in that screen, it falls to the bottom of the canister, and then clean air is sent back into the back side of the engine, which is through the intake manifold. And there, it passes through the back side of the valves and is reused, reburnt, recycled. Now what happens is, if you don't have this JLT on there, that oily blow-by is sent back into the engine to be reused. It can actually get stuck to the back side of the valves, and it will cause drivability issues, poor fuel economy, and over the miles that gunk just keeps building up on the back side of the valves. Now before, engines, the injectors used to be on the back side of the valves, so as it's spraying the fuel, it will actually clean the back side of the valves. Now they don't, so they get built up with crud. So with this JLT, it should eliminate most of that, I guess you call it byproduct, from sticking to the back side of the valves. So now, let's get on with the 6,000 mile inspection. Okay, to check the canister, it's a piece of cake. Just unscrew it. I did install a 3 ounce extension can at the 3,000 mile inspection. Well, actually they call it a 3 ounce extension cup. It goes in between the original 3 ounce cup and the top. At 1,000 miles, this JLT had caught a half an ounce. At 3,000 miles, 1.5. So at 6, it should be 3 ounces. So let's go ahead and check this out. This cup is 5 ounces. it had caught 2.5 ounces. Let's see if I can get a close-up of it. So as you can see, the black oil that the JLT had caught looks pretty good. It smells a little bit like engine oil and fuel mixed together. Now, if there was an internal fluid leak, like a coolant leaking into the engine, this would be a frothy brown. And this JLT is doing exactly what it's designed to do. I'll show you what the bottom of the canister looks like. As you can see, it looks pretty clean. I'm going on a ski trip this weekend, so my vehicle is actually about 300 miles shy of the 6,000 mile inspection, but I want to change the motor oil and get this JLT emptied out. Okay, so this is the original 3-ounce can. This is the 3-ounce extension. Just double check to make sure that it's on there tight. And all you do a little reach around that oil fill pipe. And then just screw it on. You don't have to make it so it's like on there like super tight. Just tighten it up and that's it. I'll give you a quick rundown of how this JLT works. Of course, this is the JLT 3.0. This longer hose connects to the port for the intake manifold. The shorter hose goes to the positive crankcase ventilation valve. And as those oily vapors are forced up from the bottom of the engine through the PVC valve, they travel through this hose where there is a mesh screen inside this cap. As those oily vapors become too heavy to stay trapped in that screen, they fall to the bottom of the canister. And in the meantime, fresh, clean air travels through this hose and back into the intake manifold where it is reused, recycled, and reburnt. And it should be practically free of any contaminants. And you need to check this canister when you first install it after about 500 miles and 1,000 miles to see how much oily vapor crap that this JLT is catching. And I'll say it again, at 6,000 miles, mine had caught just a tad under 2.5 ounces. So that is perfect. And I'll show you again, the crud or the crap that my JLT caught looks nice. So that's good. That's a good sign that my engine is performing well and I don't have any internal water leaks. It's just, this is what happens with these injected engines, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can just try to keep as much of this crap from being burnt on the backside of the valves. Well, that's a wrap up in another how-to video with Paul Henderson. This one was the 6,000 mile inspection of my JLT 3.0 Black Oil Separator. If you like this video, hit like, hit the subscribe button, and you'll get notifications as new videos come out. And at the end, there should be some bloopers. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and take the truck for a little drive, warm up the oil, because I need to come back and change the motor oil. Because I'm going on my ski trip this weekend. I won't be skiing because 3 years ago I had a skiing accident. I dislocated my shoulder really bad. So I'm done with that. But I'm going to be hanging out at the bar, drinking beers, smoking cigars while everyone else is skiing. And that sounds like fun. Hello and welcome to my channel, How To with Paul Henderson. Today's episode I will be doing, I'd originally installed this JLT 3.0 Black Oil Separator. I did do a 1,000 mile inspection and a 3,000 mile inspection. At the 1,000 mile inspection, one more time, damn it. Thought this was, I don't know, one more time. Test one, test two, test three. I'll give, son of a bitch, stupid cord. Hang on a second. Test one, test one, test two, test three. And there might be a few bloopers at the end. I'm not too sure once I download all these clips. Okay, I just got over COVID. I think it's been 4 weeks since I've been back to work. I had COVID like 7 weeks ago. I don't know. Sucks. Well, that's test one, test two, test three. Well, that's a wrap up on another how-to video with Paul Henderson. This one was... Forgot. Well, that's a wrap up on another how-to video with Paul Henderson. This one was the... That's it. All right, have a good day. Damn, I will suck a drink of this.